Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and yeah, looks like, judging by, of course, what I just said, looks like I'm back at it again with, of course, oh, excuse me, yeah, I am back once again with, of course, a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and no, it's not another video made to look like one of my thoughts videos right now to, of course, fake you outing stuff. No, this is just, of course, a regular old thoughts video that I would give to all of you guys, and oh boy, looks like I have been wanting to talk about this one for quite some time now, and thankfully I found the right time to actually do so right about now, and surprisingly enough, I've actually picked out a really great one to actually talk about for sure, So yeah, I guess that's what I figured I would do for today's thoughts video right about now. So yeah, if you could recall, based on, of course, the last set of thoughts videos that I did, I actually did say that, I would take a month-long hiatus from, of course, seeing movies in theaters just to mainly focus on, of course, other things that I want to do, like, of course, several video projects, and, of course, some other stuff that I want to watch, whether it be on streaming services or plenty of others that I can think of for sure. Well, yeah, I think I have been doing exactly that, like, of course, with, of course, the exception of course, the last video I posted where, of course, I talked about my experience at Crown City Cinemas. And, of course, my thoughts videos that I did on both Pokemon Twilight Wings and Shadow and Bone. So yeah, I guess if anything, I think I've pretty much decided to take a month-long hiatus from seeing movies in theaters just to mainly focus on that front. Well, believe it or not, I've decided to, of course, come out of it a bit early right about now and actually talk about this movie that I've been super excited to actually talk about for sure, and don't worry, I think those two thoughts videos that I've got coming up, one being on Cruella and one on A Quiet Place Part 2, that will be coming up very, very soon, but yeah, I guess until then, I guess for today's thoughts video right but now, I did in fact decide to come out of my hiatus a bit earlier than I expected and actually talk about this movie that I'm going to be talking about. So yeah, that's what I kind of figured I would do. Alright, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I need, so yeah, I guess if anything, I've actually decided to, of course, come out of my hiatus a bit early and actually catch the latest movie that actually came out in theaters not too long ago, and surprisingly enough, it's not Crown City Cinema. Yeah, it's not Crown City Cinemas for sure, though. Although I wish it would, because I absolutely love that place, and it actually has kept me occupied for the past 4 to 5 months now, which is sweet. No, I've actually went to, of course, a Regal Cinemas that I decided to go see a movie. So yeah, if you couldn't actually recall, one of the Regal Cinemas, which is, of course, the one over at Binghamton that I went to, of course, to see this movie that I'm going to be talking about, has in fact reopened not too long ago, and it actually does feel great to, of course, finally come back there after quite a long time. In fact, practically the last time I was actually there was, of course, back in March of 2020 when I went to see both Onward and I Still Believe, So yeah, I say this does feel great to, of course, finally come back to that theater for sure, and I do hope to eventually come back to the other Crown City Cinemas that I would go to, like, of course, again, of course, the one over in Ithaca, and the one over at Destiny USA, and maybe the one over at Shopping Town Mall, just to be safe, but hey, we shall wait and see on that front right about now, So, yeah, that's exactly what happened for sure, and I say it does feel great to, of course, finally come back there after quite a long time. Practically the first time I've actually been to a Regal Cinemas to, of course, see a movie since, of course, I went up to, of course, Destiny USA and went over to the Hag place up there just to actually catch Tenet right around October of last year. So yeah. It's pretty much what I've actually done for sure, and I say it does feel great for sure. So yeah, I guess that pretty much will explain everything. Alright. So yeah, I guess pretty much enough about that. I guess the only question remains, seeing how I actually did manage to come back to, of course, a Regal Cinemas movie theater very recently. What movie did I actually manage to go see? Well, believe it or not, I have been waiting to actually talk about this for quite a long time, and I'm super hyped to actually talk about this one. So yeah, I guess for today's thoughts we right by now, we're going to, of course, be talking about a movie, which is, of course, based on an anime show that I talked about not too long ago. So yeah, I guess I kind of figure I would do that for, of course, today's thoughts we right by now. So yeah, in case you actually wanted to know, or basically you couldn't recall based on that little hint I actually gave, today's movie I'm going to be talking about is none other than Demon Slayer Mugen Train. So yeah, that's what I figure I would talk about today, and I did come out of course, seeing it not too long ago, and yeah, I was really hyped to actually see this one, and now that I've actually seen it, I'm of course ready to, of course, talk about it for all of you guys. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can do on that. Alright. So yeah, now I guess right around before I can get right on to, of course, talking about this movie, I might as well get this out of the way. If you could recall back right around October of last year, I actually did a thoughts video talking about the anime itself, Demon Slayer. So yeah, I actually did do a thoughts video on, of course, the anime show that this movie is based on right about now, which was, of course, Demon Slayer. And in case you want to know for sure, or of course haven't seen my thoughts video on that, to which you should definitely check it out first before you can watch this one, or if of course you want to see a short version of course, why I actually thought about Demon Slayer based on, of course, my thoughts video that I did last year. To make it short, sweet, and to the point, I love Demon Slayer hands down. So yeah, I think it's practically one of those anime shows that I have overlooked the most, and that's alongside plenty of other anime shows that I have overlooked that I got the chance to actually see in my ongoing marathon last year, such as, of course, My Hero Academia, which, of course, I am really lucky to wear this shirt today, based on, of course, the movie I saw, which seems appropriate enough, seeing of how I am an anime fan, and not to mention plenty of other ones that I've overlooked for some time, like of course, Dr. Stone, The Rising of the Shield Hero. Again, that's just to name a few. So yeah, I guess if anything, to make it short, sweet, and to the point, I really love Demon Slayer, hands down. I really love on how incredible the story is. I really love the interesting characters. The animation is just absolutely breathtaking for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, I thought Demon Slayer was, of course, a really fantastic show all the way. And I think with, of course, everything I'm seeing, it actually truly defines everything. I mean, everything that I've actually seen when it comes to seeing an anime that is just downright epic, to say the least. So yeah, that's how much I actually really love Demon Slayer, hands down. Though, come to think of it, if I ever do decide on cosplaying as someone from Demon Slayer, I think I would actually make a really good Tenjiro. So yeah, I guess the heck would be what I would do if I would cosplay anyone as Demon Slayer. I would pretty much make a really good Tenjiro. Though, which reminds me, I think I could definitely say the same thing for my girlfriend, Casameli, because she would actually make a really good Nezuko. So yeah, I guess if anything, short, sweet, to the point, I love Demon Slayer hands down. The show itself is just absolutely amazing, and I am really glad I finally got a chance to actually watch it right around last year. It is that great, hands down. So yeah, that's how much I actually really love this. So when I actually heard news that there's gonna be a movie on, of course, this show, which is actually gonna continue, of course, where the show actually left off, I'm actually in for a real treat, hands down, because yeah, I've actually heard really great things about this movie for sure, and I have been meaning to, of course, check it out for some time. Well, believe it or not, one of the Regal cinemas has actually reopened not too long ago, and they are, in fact, playing the movie as we speak. So I figured that would, of course, be a good opportunity to, of course, see that movie hands out. So yeah, I guess for, of course, what it is, I think I did manage to, of course, officially go see it, since after I came out of course, seeing the show, and now that I've actually finished up the movie all the way through, what do I think of this one overall? Well, I guess if anything, I think the hype was actually well worth it, because the movie itself, it's just absolutely incredible for sure. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen, this movie is just absolutely fascinating to watch. I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen on screen, I am really intrigued with, of course, what I've actually seen. I think it is definitely a must-watch movie that I do think is actually well worth it. So yeah, I guess if anything, I love this movie hands down. So yeah, I guess it's actually pretty clear. I really love this movie for sure. Alright. So yeah, I guess now that I've got the short version out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that everything that I need to talk about for this movie. First of all is, of course, the story for, of course, this movie. Well, I think I will have to say, I think pretty much, as you would expect right about now, this movie, of course, actually picked up where the show ended off, for sure, and yeah, I guess for, of course, what it is, I think it is actually a really well-crafted story for sure, to which, yeah, I think it actually does pick up exactly where the show left off, and I do think it's actually a really well-crafted story for sure. Not only, of course, keeping true to, of course, what the show was in particular, but also, of course, doing its own thing as its own standalone movie. So yeah, I think that's actually really quite impressive for sure. And not only that, for, of course, to be based on one of the arcs in the original manga that the anime and this movie is based on, I think it's actually really incredible for sure, which I guess is what you would normally expect out of an anime like this one for sure. Though I guess, to be fair, I am actually really looking forward to, of course, seeing the same thing happen for, of course, Sailor Moon Eternal that's coming out. So yeah, I guess with, of course, what I'm seeing in terms of a story for, of course, this movie, I really love the way on how incredibly well done it is. I think it's actually really well crafted and really structured out as we speak. And of course, I mean, it's no big surprise that if you haven't seen the show, you would find it mildly confusing, or I shouldn't say mildly, extremely confusing, hands down. But hey, as someone who actually did see the show beforehand, I'm actually very intrigued with, of course, what I've actually seen. So yeah, I guess for the story for, of course, this movie, I think it's really well crafted, hands down. I am really intrigued with, of course, what I've actually seen. So yeah, and plus not only that, I also really admire on how incredible the movie's writing is. I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen for sure, I really love on how written this movie is. So yeah, or of course on how well this movie is written for sure. So yeah, I think with of course everything that I've actually seen, much like how I felt about the story, I really do admire the film's writing as we speak. I think it is just absolutely incredible for of course what it is, and I really love on how well crafted it is. So yeah, I guess if anything, yeah, I think I actually really love the way they actually turned out for sure. Alright. So yeah, I guess now that I got those two out of the way, I think pretty much the next thing that I need to say about this movie is, of course, the characters, hands down. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything that I'm actually seeing, much like how I felt about the show, I really do admire the characters in, of course, this movie. I think with, of course, everything, every single one of them that I've actually seen on screen, again, both the ones in the show and some of the new ones that we actually got that's made exclusively for, of course, this movie, hands down. I really love on how likable and how interesting all those characters are. I think with, of course, every single one of them that I've actually seen on screen, they actually are incredibly likable and incredibly interesting, hands down. And plus, I also really love the way on how well developed these characters are for sure. And yeah, I think they actually did do a fine job with, of course, what they're trying to do for, of course, this movie, hands down. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything I'm seeing, I really do admire all of the characters for sure. They are incredibly likable, and I really love the way each and every one of them turned out. And plus, not only that, I have to say, all the actors that actually played all the characters for sure, whether of course it be the original Japanese track or of course the English dubbed version, I really do admire of course the incredible performances all the actors actually give to, of course, these characters. And of course, the one thing to keep in mind is that around the time that I actually saw this is that unlike, of course, the show where I actually saw it pretty much where I yeah, how do I explain it? Oh yeah, I think pretty much around the time I actually saw the show, I actually saw it entirely subbed as we speak, to which of course is basically the original Japanese track but with subtitles. But for the case of this movie, I guess for the case of this movie, I was lucky enough to actually catch the English dubbed version, hands down, and yeah, I think to pretty much explain is that as much as I really do admire, of course, the original Japanese track, or basically the subbed version of course, Demon Slayer, I actually am really impressed by the English dubbed version of this movie. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen, hands down, pretty much all the actors, and they actually did pull off some really great performances in the hacking. Actually really helped give the characters a good sense of personality for sure. Again, being either dubbed, like of course I just saw when I actually saw this movie on the big screen, or of course in its original Japanese track. So yeah, and of course I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen, pretty much going back a bit to, of course, the writing while stick to the acting, I also really do admire of course, on how well it actually is with, of course, every single bit of this movie. Like, of course, you would actually bring in some really comedic moments, you would bring in some really intense moments, and of course, you'll actually bring in some really great somber moments, hands down. And yeah, these don't just come in and out at random points. No, they actually keep it. Yeah, they actually kept it nice and balanced as we speak. I think it's actually really well done for sure, and it actually does help, again, being either the writing or, of course, the acting actually stand out incredibly well, and I really love the way all of them actually turned out. So yeah, I guess it's actually pretty clear that's how much I actually really like it. Alright, well, that's gone, So So yeah, I guess with of course, now that I've actually got those two out of the way, what else is there that I need to talk about? Well, several things, actually. First of all, is, of course, the most obvious one when it comes to, of course, when it comes to anime, especially this, is, of course, the animation. And yeah, much like on how I felt about the show, I really do admire on how breathtaking the animation is, hands down. I think with, of course, everything I'm seeing from, of course, the background design to, of course, the way the characters actually look, and even the incredible visuals and the effects, hands down, they actually really stand out a whole lot, and I really love on how well crafted the animation is for sure. I think it's just practically the best bit of animation that I've actually seen by far, well, since Riot and the Last Dragon. So yeah, I guess for of course what I just said, that's saying a whole lot when it comes to other Japanese anime like this. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen, I really do admire on how incredible the animation is. I think with, of course, everything that I'm actually seeing, it really does make it breathtaking all the way. So yeah, and plus not only that, I also really admire on how action-packed this movie is, hands down. I think with, of course, for, of course, this film to be called Demon Slayer, alongside, of course, the anime itself, there is a whole lot of really great action, hands down, especially when, of course, actually fighting off some really great demons for, of course, this movie. And trust me when I say they actually did deliver on, of course, the incredible action as we speak. And of course, believe it or not, I think the film actually does take its time to actually, of course, get right onto, of course, the action, hands down, and I really do admire it, hands down, for sure. And when it actually finally builds up to, of course, the main event that we're actually going to be getting, it actually is incredibly well done. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much for, of course, unlike the anime where, of course, it's just non-stop action over the course of each episode, where, of course, a good number of them actually does stop and actually slow down a bit to actually take its time. This movie, however, does actually do the same route as the anime does, but at the same time, it actually decided to go for the Jaws route and actually taking its time a whole lot to establish everything that we're seeing and actually build up to the main event. So yeah, I think that's actually a really great tactic that they actually went with for, of course, this movie, and it really does show a whole lot. I think it actually is incredibly well done for sure. And yeah, like I said, once they actually do get to the action after building it up after quite some time, it actually makes it all the more worth it, and it actually does pay. Yeah, I think it actually does deliver well on that. So yeah, I guess if anything, the action, of course, this movie, much like on how I felt about the show, I think it's actually incredibly well done. And plus, not only that, I also really do admire the incredible camera work that the film actually implemented alongside the animation. I think everything is just incredibly smooth and, of course, really intense for sure. And yeah, I think it's actually a really great feel for it, hands down. I really love the way it actually turned out, and plus not only that, I also really do admire on how well composed the music is, as each and every single one of them that I've actually heard throughout the course of this movie, especially some select songs that they actually had in, actually does flow out incredibly well, and I really do admire on how well it actually turned out. So yeah, and of course I also really do admire on how well sliced together this movie is when it comes to the film's editing. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen, I really do admire on, of course, how well edited this film is. Pretty much with, of course, everything that's been cut together on screen for sure actually does make it stand out a whole lot, and I really do admire on how well it's actually turned out. But I guess the most important thing that I can say hands down is that I think it actually does stay true to, of course, the TV show that, of course, this movie is based on, or, of course, the original Japanese anime that we actually got before. So yeah, I guess with, of course, everything that I've actually seen, it does stay true to, of course, the show it's actually based on. And since I actually got to see it beforehand, like I said, I really do admire on how well the movie actually did when it comes to exactly that. So yeah, I guess with all that combined, that would pretty much, I think that would pretty much establish on how much I really love this movie. So yeah. Alright. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie, though I do have, though, truth be told, I actually do have one small nitpick for sure, is that as much as I really do admire on, of course, on how the film actually takes its time while building up to, of course, the main event that we're going to be getting, I will admit, maybe some scenes might have actually, might be a little bit slow, or maybe they've dragged on for too long, and yeah, I guess that's actually one major nitpick that I actually have. Maybe some moments where, of course, either too slow, or they might have dragged on for, of course, too long, but hey, I can't fault it for that, because the movie knew right away that we wanted to see something action-packed, and thankfully it does deliver on, of course, what we've actually got for sure. So yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say on that, and it doesn't hurt what I have to say about this movie, hands down. So yeah, I guess overall, Demon Slayer Mugen Train, I thought was just an absolutely incredible movie, hands down. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything I've actually seen, from, of course, the story, the writing, the characters, the actors, the animation, everything about it, just to name a few, and especially on how well it actually represents the show it's actually based on, I say this movie is actually well worth your time, hands down, and I couldn't help recommend it, hands down. I think it's actually a really action-packed epic that I know you definitely don't want to miss for sure. So yeah, if you got the time, definitely, of course, see this movie, hands down, and I'm definitely proud to say that oh, excuse me, I think I am definitely proud to say that I'm not only declaring this as one of my favorite movies that I've actually seen for this year, let alone be titled as, of course, one of the best movies I've actually seen this year, but this is, without a doubt, one of the best movies I have actually seen in my entire life. And given to some of the other really great movies that I've actually seen before and have talked about over the years, that's saying a whole lot. So yeah, that's how much I really love this movie, hands down. It is an absolute epic masterpiece that is well worth checking out for sure. So yeah, for my final score right about now, I am proud to, of course, give this movie a really outstanding 9.5 out of 10. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen by far, that's how much I really love this movie, hands down. And like I said, I am definitely proud to say that this is, without a doubt, one of the best movies I have actually seen in my entire life. And that's saying a whole lot, seeing of how, you know, it is just an anime movie for sure, no complaints on that. So, but hey, I guess whatever the case, I say this is definitely well worth your time. So yeah, I guess if you're looking for something that can be action-packed all the way, or of course, whether or not you've actually seen the show beforehand, definitely give this movie for a watch. Yeah, definitely give this movie a watch. It's definitely well worth it, hands down, especially when, of course, for of course, an anime called Demon Slayer, it is actually one demon that is definitely worth slaying. So yeah, if you got the time, definitely check out Demon Slayer Mugen Train. It is a really fantastic movie when I first saw it, and I am definitely proud to say it is a really fantastic movie that I couldn't help but recommend to you guys anytime soon. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for, of course, this thoughts video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, if you have seen Demon Slayer Mugen Train for yourself, then feel free to let me know in the comment section below on what you thought about it, as well as, of course, leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, as always, feel free to send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that will come out sometime in the near future. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites that I have provided with, of course, the links down in the description box below. And of course, feel free to, of course, support me on Patreon if you want to see some sneak peeks to, of course, some upcoming videos that I've got coming up, as well as, of course, some other awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, then feel free to give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of my channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to see more videos like this coming up in the near future. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video. And yeah, since I decided to, of course, come out of my month-long hiatus a bit early to, of course, catch the newest movie in theaters, I guess if anything, I say it's actually well worth it. So now that I've actually got Demon Slayer Mugen Train out of the way, definitely be on the lookout for, of course, the next thoughts video that I've got coming up for sure. Because yeah, I think whether or not it will, of course, be of course, Cruella and A Quiet Place Part 2 that's coming up. The next one I've got coming up is, of course, Those Who Wish Me Dead, starring Angelina Jolie. But I guess until that happens, we'll just have to wait and see on that. So yeah, I know I'll be looking forward to, of course, seeing that movie that I just had right before the two that I mentioned earlier. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that, and if I do get a chance to actually see it, I will let you guys know, and I will officially talk about it. So yeah, I guess until that happens, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.